fair.
Oh,
I went on holiday, didn't I? I went on holiday I went to Dubai a couple of weeks ago, so I missed a couple of shows then. That's pretty epic.
yeah, he didn't. There was no heat. Oh, we're live. Okay.
Okay.
Where's Mr. Cox then? Ah, here he is. Pugilist boy. Oh, can only see books at the moment.
Yes, gentlemen. How you doing? Apologies.
Not too bad.
Last minute, I was running around trying to sort a few things out. Right. So we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Arsenal 101 Gooners Premier League Forum. And I can see ahead of me already in the room, Neil and Darren. How you doing, gentlemen?
Doing
Yeah,
good,
all good, mate. All
Doing
good.
Good stuff. Well, it's been an entertaining week, not least for my own team, who, despite going to what I thought was going to be a tricky ground and did turn out to be a very tough fixture, we got a result which is put us in a pretty good position. There's been a lot of chat around the sending off, but we'll get to that a bit later. How's your week been, Neil?
It's actually been all right, I'm just still working from home and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's been pretty good. A little bit boring, but it's where it goes, But then, to be honest, I don't choose to go into the office, so I'm happy to stay at home and watch some sport while working.
Yeah,
working. Right?
I mean, it's kind of just business as usual for Liverpool, I guess. Nothing untoward. Darren, a different case there on your front. How's your week been, buddy?
Pretty dreadful. For many reasons.
Oh, I wonder what reason that is.
There must have been a ray of light somewhere in there.
No, Jadon Sancho.
Okay, that's good. At least he's getting minutes.
Yeah, not sure. Not sure if I think it's like sticking a tape in the machine and just playing the same United game over and over and over and over again.
What do you think is going wrong with your guys? Because to be honest, it's practically the same team since last season, but you've got three additional players worth talking about. So why?
It's
so much different. Why are you struggling?
It's such a weird thing, and it was the same before. It was the same under Ole. We used to start games really, really well, really well. You can see the funk, you can see the patterns of play, you can see the energy. Pogba's playing like the world-class player we know for about 20 minutes, and then suddenly, as the game goes on, if the other team score, or we don't go 1-0 up, or they go 1-0 up, the confidence just drains. And then the second half just seems to be some sort of formulaic stroll. They seem to lose what their patterns of play. It becomes more about gambling through Bruno, or Ronaldo might score in the last minute, that type of vibe. And it's just bizarre. It's the same every game. It feels like you're watching the same game.
Let's break that down. The week obviously begun for you, FA Cup, 4th round, at home to Middlesbrough. The shock result of the round, Middlesbrough winning 8-7 on penalties. What happened? I mean, to the best of my knowledge, you did have some youngers.
But look, that game was fine. I was fine with that game. We actually played really well. I thought we played really well. We created about 21 chances, 21 shots at goal. It was just we didn't score the goals. And another day, Ronaldo puts that penalty in the back of the net. Bruno scores the open goal, and everyone says, United have smashed them out of sight. We didn't take the chances on that day, paid the price. That game wasn't actually too bad. But again, they're in the Championship mid-table. So what is there to read about that? It's not a barometer of where Man United should be. You should be creating chances like that against teams like that.
Did you, if you were looking at that game, I mean, I didn't actually watch the game. So, I mean, were you able to take any positives in terms of young players that had an appearance and you thought, he looks different. He
Yeah,
looks
well,
like he can-
Alanga's definitely stepping up. He's showing a bit of that youthful exuberance that a lot of young players do, like Rashford used to, and Greenwood did when he popped on the scene. And then slowly but surely they seem to, well, like a lot of the Arsenal youngsters as well.
Yeah.
After a while, they sort of coached out of them, isn't it? That sort of like when Rashford came on the scene every week, you thought, he's going to do this, that, and the other, and then suddenly it gets coached out of them for some reason.
Yeah.
And Alanga's got that youthfulness, makes runs that no one else makes and stuff.
The weird thing is, I, from a distance, have been a Paul Pogba lover. I'm literally so enamored by the quality of his football from a distance. But I've actually begun to really enjoy watching Marcus Rashford because he is a different kind of player. You know, he's got some skills that you kind of go, when he puts it together, he looks unplayable.
Yeah, if you've picked a weird time to like him, you've picked a weird time to like him because he's bang out of form. I mean, the Marcus Rashford at the moment is not the Marcus Rashford of like 16 months ago. He's gone. He still does very, very good things in games, but he's not that frightening. There was a stage where he was scoring in big games,
that's
scoring a lot of
players,
goals,
though, isn't it?
Huh? Pardon?
I say that's for a lot of your players anyway. I mean,
yeah.
You know, they look really good, and especially on paper, they look really good. And you'll see them for a couple of games, and they'll play really well, and then they'll just go off the boil, and it's just like it's at the weirdest of times. It's at the times where you should be spanking teams, and you can't even put it together, and it's really weird. There must, for me, I think there's something happening behind the scenes that.
But then how
these guys?
I don't know. I honestly don't know what to say. I don't know what to say because but everyone keeps saying that in terms of, but how many behind the scenes do these players need? I mean, they had Van Gaal, they had Mourinho, different managerial styles. They had their best mate in Ollie, who's going to pump them up and blah blah blah. So what kind of backstage they need? They need to go on the pitch and do it. And Pogba's a classic case of. I mean, in that first half, you just and then many halves, many 20-minute periods, you think, wow, he's bullying people. He's outside of the right foot pings. He's interlocking the play. He's defending really well. And then for some unknown reason, it just sort of goes for large periods of the game. And then you watch players like, well, Bruno, only one I can think about for us, who's just constant the whole game, constantly trying things, constantly getting in the right spaces. But you see that time and time again for all those Liverpool players, all those Man City players. They're 90 minutes worth of good performance. And I don't know what these players are doing. I don't know whether they're stuck in a rut or I honestly don't know. It's a hard question to answer. It really is, because every time we start the game so well, we're out of the blocks, we're chasing, we're doing the high press, and then suddenly as the game goes on, it just dwindles, and it's that time and time again.
Yeah, and I can understand that because I think we see the same thing at Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal have been a very similar side over the last decade.
You know, we can look mustard for like 10 minutes in a game.
Yeah.
And then it shrivels away, and then you end up sort of thinking there's no creativity, there's no change of pace, there's no
and you literally like, where's it gone? From 5 minutes from the first 45 minutes to 55 minutes. It's like, I mean, what stops you from making that run inside? What stopped you from into playing that? What's actually physically stopped you? Is it mentally fatigue? Is it a lack of belief that the team are going to get broken down?
I personally think it's a mental.
It's what?
Yeah, it's got to be a mental thing. It can't be a physical thing. I mean, come on, especially after 10 minutes and you lot are playing well, and then you just kind of, it's like the life is sucked out of you guys when you play, and it happens quite a lot, which is why I personally mentioned something happened at the back end, because you can't have these players who go to training, they play well I assume they played well in training, they get picked for the squad, they start off well. The games, they just, even by half time, it's like someone's just replaced the team with a mediocre team. They look exactly the same, but they just can't do what they can't produce. And it's got to be more to it than that.
I still go
we're
back.
missing half of it.
I still go back to our midfield though. Like, I mean, I don't know if this might even, we might get two midfielders and it's the same old story. I still wonder if we'd had a couple more midfielders that just had a little bit more about them in terms of quality, a little bit linking the play, able to construct patterns of play better than the midfielders that we've got, whether we'd be able to sustain our attacks a little bit longer throughout the game. Because I guess it gets to a point in the game where if you keep going through Bruno, then the team are just going to figure it out, and they do tend to figure it out. And the same with Pogba. If you're going to keep going through Pogba, they're going to figure it out. Whereas if you've got like you say, I've said it week in, week out, but the other top three have got 3, 4, 5 different midfielders in their side that can all do different things. And also, like, I think with United as well is we don't have any other sort of but back in the day it used to be Beckham, it used to be Giggs putting the balls in, Scholes from midfield. We've just got Bruno, and you've got Trent, you've got Robertson, or you've got Salah, Mane. You've got all different sort of avenues of attack, different ways you can score goals. Ours seems to be, if Bruno can put the ball on the sixpence, then we'll score goals. And it's not a way to sustain wins. It's not. I don't know. It's an odd one. Really is.
Okay, so let's go on then.
Manager to try and get
Saturday. We only had the one fixture in the Premiership, a ball draw: Burnley 0, Watford 0. Most of the FA Cup fixtures took place on a Saturday. There wasn't anything really big that kind of shocked the world. Everybody who was expected to win won on the Saturday. Just looking down the fixtures, Norwich beating Wolves, which was probably the biggest shock on the Saturday. Then we had on Sunday, we had Liverpool beating Cardiff. Forest, that was the big upset on the Sunday. Forest beating Leicester. Now, of course, they beat Arsenal in the previous round, and they did a real good job on Leicester. Anyone want to say anything about that game?
Yeah, I watched parts of the game and replays of the game, and I couldn't believe that was Forest, because I've seen a couple of games, and especially earlier on in the season, and Forest were diabolical. Yeah, I don't know what they've done to their players.
Have they had a new manager? Haven't they got a new manager that's turned it around? Is it them?
Yeah, they've had a manager before. No, they've got a newer manager. They've got a new manager now. They changed manager throughout the during the season, and under I can't remember who the first manager was now. But under him, they were struggling. They were really struggling. I actually thought that at one time they were probably going to get relegated. Yeah, change of management. It's like there's a new lease of life with these players. And seriously, they're just playing. They're playing some serious football. They're looking really good. I'd be surprised if they don't get into the playoffs there by the end of the season. They're doing really well, really well. But yeah, on against Leicester. Leicester had no answer for them. They had no answer. If you didn't know the teams and the colours they played for, and you knew one was a Premiership side, you would have thought that Forest would have been Leicester. You know, it was a good game. They played really well. A couple of their young guys as well. Flipping hell, man! Seriously, I'd love to see those guys hit Premiership sides.
Yeah, well, I never tried to get involved in transfer rumours, but the right back Spence, who caused us all kind of problems in the game against us, he
looked pretty sharp.
He looks good, and lo and behold, Arsenal are now being linked with a move for him in the summer. So we'll see. As I don't get too enamoured into transfer rumours, I'll leave that at that.
Well, if Spurs go for him,
Steve Cooper is the Nottingham Forest manager.
He
started in September. Interesting. That did some well. The other result on Sunday, that was a shocker, was Bournemouth beating Bournemouth.
Good result.
I didn't watch that one, but yeah, that was a shocker, man.
Yeah,
but
Bournemouth used to be my local team, and in fact, the
manager, he's a Chelsea boy. He's going to go and meet Frank in the next game, isn't he? That's what he said on TV. I was laughing when he said, good to see it. So funny, that comment, man, the way he was carrying on. So he's going to meet his idol, Frank Lampard.
I'm going to go slightly off Premier League subject. because I'm talking about Sunday's fixtures, and I think it's only right that I talk about two of your players, Neil, the African Nations Cup final.
Oh, wow, that was. To be honest, I thought that Egypt would have played a lot better. I thought Salah would have got more into it.
Missed the sitter though, didn't he?
He missed the sitter, but to be honest, that they were second best. They were second rate to Senegal. Senegal were all over them. Senegal was controlling the game. The only thing that Senegal didn't have is finishing as well in the beginning, but they got there.
Apparently, it was a bad final, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it was entertaining. It weren't bad. I've seen worse finals, but it wasn't one of them. I mean, it looks a bit dour when you see a 0-0, but actually it wasn't as dour as that kind of game can be. It was good.
Yeah.
There was good quality across the the pitch. There are players who are not sort of household names that you go, oh yeah, he looks a bit interesting. So overall, I thought it was a decent game, especially considering I thought the semi-finals were fairly disappointing, but the final, I wasn't thinking there was going to be much hope of a good final, bearing in mind what I thought about the semis. But it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, for me, the issue with the with AFCON, it's not the competition itself, it's not where it's played, it's the players. And what gets me is that, to be honest, whenever a player does get out of it, and it doesn't happen a lot, but their best players seem to swap nationality. So wherever they go, they become a national citizen of that country. So they never play for their African heritage. So you're kind of left with players who can't make it into the local national team. So if they were abroad, they don't make it, so they stay as a Senegalese or Côte d'Ivoire or whatever. And those players aren't as
There's
good.
also,
And it's kind of disappointing. For me, it's kind of disappointing. I'd like to see more of the top players play for their home countries rather than their adopted countries.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that affects a lot of smaller nations is the financial gain that can be gained by playing for a France or an England, because the financial outlay to go and play for your smaller nation in Africa, technically, can sometimes be the difference maker. And is
that a similar thing to sort of Jorginho playing for Italy? Is that sort of similar mold?
I don't think so, because Jorginho could have played for Brazil, and that's a monstrosity of a.
See, what's your opinions on that? Because I think that's an absolute joke.
Costa played for Spain, didn't?
Yeah,
I think that's an absolute joke. Beyond a joke.
you can't criticize it, because you look at England. England's team is full of players of international repute.
I think there needs to be some sort of. I think you can't just fly somewhere at like 20 and be like there for 5 years and then become that kind. I just don't think. If you've got, if you say you've got Brazilian parents and Brazilian like kids and like brothers and sisters, then just because you've lived in Spain for 5 years, you're now Spanish. I mean, that is just bizarre. That is bonkers.
Yeah, but we benefit from that. We benefit from it. Other countries benefit from it. And I was just going to mention quickly the story that kind of highlights this financially sort of imbalance is that Kylian Mbappe could have played for Senegal, and the only reason he played for France was he would have had to pay Senegal to play for Senegal, whereas France said, you can play for us for free.
Yeah.
Where would Mbappe got his money from to play for Senegal?
That's the point.
It's always the financial.
Where would he got his money from? If we'd even have to part with, how much would it have been?
Yeah.
Chump change.
Yeah, but it was at the time when he was as a junior, so he could have played. He basically was like, we haven't made it yet, but we're good enough to play for Senegal, but we're also good enough for France. Senegal want money, France don't, so we're going to play for France.
Yeah. What also gets me is when a player plays for maybe the under-21.
Yeah, and then goes off to play with someone else,
whatever, for his home nation, and then he swaps nationality. He's playing for a different team, it's just like, what? Hold on, you know what I mean? If they hadn't played, I'd say, all right, fair enough that you can try that card, but you play for Senegal for under 18s, and then the senior side you're playing for England, and for me that's totally wrong.
No,
that's totally wrong. Yeah, but
Yeah,
what
but
makes
then
it
you
worse is these
can't.
big
You
teams
can't.
take it
You
because they need the
can't.
talent, right?
What you also have to bear in mind is you've got a lot of people who could claim dual heritage. So if my mum's Welsh and your dad's English, you can play for either nation. So they've made it clear you get to choose up until you're 18. You can play Welsh football at juniors and play English football at seniors. Simple to me.
Some of these guys weren't even born here. They come here and it's just like they played for
doesn't matter.
like they might play for France, then they come over here, they're here for 5 years, and then they're playing for England.
Yeah,
After
no, I
they
don't know
played
about
for
that.
France. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not about dual heritage. I know with your case, yes, people who are dual heritage and they have the choice, but we're not even talking about that. I'm talking about someone who was born somewhere, brought up somewhere, they played for that country. Yeah, they change country because of the local team that they're going to be playing for, and then all of a sudden they're playing for the national team of that same country. I think it's and then what happens is that people who deserve that particular spot, who were born in that country, brought up in that country, and are pretty good, they get overlooked.
Yeah. KS has commented, Tony, it's corruption in these countries.
I think that's
there is no requirement for foreign-born nationals who are citizens to pay for a country. And yeah, you're absolutely right. There is corruption that has existed in football for years. It continues, unfortunately, in smaller places around the world. Look, we can't pretend like corruption still doesn't exist in the UK. I'm sure if you go down the divisions, you'll see little brown envelopes running around left, right, and centre with transfers and the like. The people who were at the centre of all those dodgy deals back in the 80s, they haven't been taken out of football. They're still there. Your what's your guy, Corruption?
Yeah, they're just wearing different coloured suits.
How many clubs has that guy dealt with? And he's still top man in the sport.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can turn around and say, oh, yeah, African countries are corrupt. Every country is corrupt because if you're doing business with Kid Jurabchin, you're doing corrupt business because you're giving him brown envelopes. Simple as.
Yeah.
So we'll move on.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football. Who did we have? We had, where have I got? Oh.
Apollo, have you got
we didn't have Monday Night Football. So it started on Tuesday, didn't it? We went back to league games on Tuesday. So Tuesday we saw Man United. The interesting thing is Burnley came to Arsenal and drew 0-0 last month. Obviously, I take it, Darren, this was a worse game than Middlesbrough.
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, like I said, the first half weren't too bad, and we had a couple of goals chalked off. The play was there. It looked like we were up for it, and then exactly the same. Like I said earlier, is you move into the second half, and it was just like Neil said, it was like he would substitute all 11 players from the first half for 11 different random blokes that looked exactly the same, and they just petered out to the end. And Burnley did what Burnley do, and they kept it tight, played to their advantages, got the goal, and then we just didn't look like scoring. Ronaldo's not scoring, which again, if your team is all geared towards one man scoring and he doesn't score, then you're going to be in trouble.
Sounds like
team's not really built around him. I think that's where you are suffering.
I know, yeah.
It's not built around Ronaldo. He comes in, he gets that spot. Everybody has to now play towards him. When the previous season they were playing around Fernandes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they looked, and at times last season they were looking bloody. I was thinking, shit, United are going to do something good here. And obviously,
the thing is, I would say is, Man United aren't playing exclusively for Cristiano Ronaldo. There are players there who ain't earning their keep. Marcus Rashford ain't scoring goals. Jadon Sancho ain't scoring goals. There's just a whole host of players who you kind of think, well, okay, what are my expectations? I expect Ronaldo to score 15 goals, 15, 20 goals. Okay. He's well on his way to that. However, I do still expect Sancho to chip in with 6 or 7. I expect Bruno to chip in with another 6 or 7.
You're totally right.
You know, you have to expect that players around your main striker are not there just to provide the striker with goals.
No, but the thing
is, I think Cavani started that game anyway. Cavani started that game.
Yeah. He did, yeah.
But when you look at United last season, they were more of a well-oiled machine. Yeah. And you still got the majority of the players playing. All right, yes, you got Ronaldo, you got Sancho, you got Varane, who have now joined the fold. Yeah. But last season they were playing a lot better than they are now. 3 additional players who are excellent players who should be taking them up another level. But the way they're playing, they've gone down a level. You know, and that's what I don't get. I mean, I'm obviously happy that they're not playing well, but at the same time, you have to question, well, what's gone on? What's the difference between the team this season and the team last season? Yeah, the majority of the players are the same players, but something's happened where they're not playing as well. And the thing is, normally when you look at a team, you'll see 1 or 2 players who may not play well. Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think it's just levels that players.
If it isn't for the
levels players are expected to perform at is simply not being met. You know, Rashford not playing at the level he should be. He should be.
I think Ranić has brought us. Ranić has brought a sense of solidity to the games. We're no longer. I mean, under Ollie, it was becoming a bit of a sort of like just the floodgates are opening towards the end. It was getting silly. Whereas we've brought a little bit more control to the game, but we've lost our forward momentum. So it's, I mean, we flipped between managers, flipped between players. You just, it's there's no cohesion there. It's yeah.
Darren, do you think your players actually like Ranić?
I don't care if they do like him or not. It's not their responsibility. It's not their responsibility to like him, and they're there to follow the instructions. And
but if they don't like him, we've seen where players into position and where managers have been sacked because the players are deliberately playing like crap. Do you think that could be a possibility? I mean, come on, man, it's the same players.
Yeah, but then what? So did they not like Ollie? I thought they all loved Ollie. They all loved Ollie. So
yeah, but they were playing well.
They weren't at the start of the season. They weren't at the start of the season. So what? So you know what has to happen for them to like someone? I mean,
I don't know. I really don't know, mate.
You know, the buck has to stop. The buck. They didn't like Mourinho. Right, he's gone. Oh, we love Ollie. Well, he's great.
Nobody likes Mourinho.
Right, he's gone. Ranić comes in. We don't like him. You know,
the buck has to stop somewhere.
The players can't keep saying we don't like this guy. Get him out. They can't.
And I agree. But if your
players are getting 30, 300 grand a week, 200 grand a week, 100 grand a week, you got to be.
I'm not so bothered about the money. It's more just about self-pride, wanting to win. If they only care about the money, then they're not worth the players. It's more about self-drive and the will to win. And if it no matter who's playing, whoever's telling them what to do, they're a group of professionals that should be finding ways to win. They're top professionals that should be able to find ways to win.
I believe that money is an important aspect of that. In that, at the end of the day, as a fan of the team, I'm paying your wages. I pay to get results. If I'm paying to get results and you ain't producing results, why should I pay you? In most jobs, that's how it works. Yeah. So if I'm paying somebody 300 grand a week and you're going to score me 4 goals all season, I ain't going to be the happiest of employers.
No.
Because I don't pay people and that's why Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is now playing at Barcelona. Because quite simply, for the money we was paying him, 250 bags a week, he wasn't doing anything close to what was the expectation of a player who's getting that kind of money.
I really am just at a loss because, everyone was saying if you get 3 players, centre back, right midfielder, Man United are going to do this, and we've got those players, and we are still the carbon copy of the same side that has performed. I know there was, and I agree with you, Neil. There was a time under Ollie where I thought, "Oh, here we go," and I do think Ronaldo's disrupted that. I don't think we'd have got through the Champions League without Ronaldo. Even if we wouldn't have signed him, I don't think we'd have got through. I think he's brought that little bit of X factor to the Champions League. But on the whole, I think he has derailed the plans of where we were hoping to go, and that's not his fault. And his goal record is brilliant, and it's not his fault, and it's not that his bad. It's just the way we were going and where we wanted to play. He's disrupted that because he wasn't expected to sign, so therefore there wasn't a plan behind him. Therefore, he's disrupted the way we wanted to play. It's looking that way.
Yeah, his piece of the jigsaw actually looks like it's been hammered in rather than it fits.
Yeah. So I'm at a loss. I genuinely am at a loss to what's going to fix this, how we're going to fix this. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Every time I say, we'll get Varane in, that means we won't concede as many goals. We can still concede goals. We get a right midfielder in, that means we can attack from both wings. We still attack from the left wing. So we need a goal scorer. We've got two of the best goal scorers there are around in the last 10 years. We still can't score goals. I still think the midfield. If we got like Tielemans, Rice, even another one, even three just ballers, football players that can actually. I'd love to see Tielemans and Rice and Bruno. Yeah. Then I'm thinking we can start knitting together patterns of play because they're technically gifted enough to construct those patterns of play. Scott McTominay, as much as I love him, squad player. Fred, not particularly good enough. You're not gonna have patterns of play with those two players.
You can't say that about Fred, man. Fred's a don.
I love Fred, but he shows how far Man United have fallen.
Yeah.
He's a starting midfielder. He's a starting midfielder for one of the top 3 clubs in the whole of the world. Fred is a starting midfielder. Think about that. He's a starting midfielder. That is ridiculous.
I feel that pain every week because we have the same player in Granit Xhaka.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
No disrespect to Arsenal, though. This is no disrespect to Arsenal.
Yeah, but you didn't get.
United and Arsenal are completely different clubs in terms of stature.
Yeah.
We're Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and we have got Fred and Scott McTominay as our starting midfielders. I mean, that just shows you where we're at. You're not going to win anything with those two in midfield.
Right? Can I answer that question
there for you, Neil?
Yeah. Can City can Liverpool catch? Yeah, they can. I mean, obviously they have to concentrate on their games and not watch everybody else. But if you look at it, City are 9 points ahead, but Liverpool have a game in hand. I'd rather the points in the game in hand, but I'm speaking like I'm Andy now. If they win that game in hand and they can get a victory against City, which is going to be a difficult victory to get, that puts it to 3 points. That's providing both teams continue to win their games up until the time they meet. So that will put it to 3 points. So yeah, it is possible. Until Liverpool start dropping points or City start dropping points, that gap's always going to be there. There's always going to be a gap there. It's who wins the most games between now and the end of the season. Liverpool are well known for drawing games. So yeah,
if it was anyone else, I would say you could.
They may never catch
this City team. They just churn results out for fun.
No, they are good, and it's going to take a big feat to overtake them. Yeah, but the way I look at it, until there isn't enough games left to do it, the possibility is always there. Mathematically, it's there.
True.
Yeah, and we can't assume, I can't assume that Liverpool are going to win all their games until the end of the season. Yeah, we will have to take it a game at a time. Even City.
So let me.
They're not guaranteed to win their games, but the way they play, they should win.
So let me move on from the Man United debacle at Burnley. I'm just going to go over quickly some of the highlights of last weekend. West Ham won 1-0 on Saturday against Watford. And once again, I'm here talking about Jared Bowen. This guy surely is his name must be in the England lineup next time there's a squad, because he's become.
I'd be surprised if he's not.
He's become like the Emil Smith Rowe of about 3 months ago, where Emil Smith-Rowe was scoring every goal, every game. And now all of a sudden it's Jared Bowen. He's scoring week in, week out.
Who does he replace though? Because the players in that area are just ridiculous for England. Ridiculous.
Yeah, but then you just.
I mean, I've never seen talent like it in the
You
England
have to
side.
go with who's hot and who's not. I mean, clearly,
Foden, Grealish.
To me, it's easy.
Sterling.
But that's
it's easy.
Yeah, but that's what Southgate does, though, right? He picks players on form. Yeah.
Yeah, he has to drop Smith-Rowe because Smith-Rowe isn't even getting a look in right now.
Yeah.
So as good as he had that little run, the fact is, in the last 2 months, Jared Bowen has become
he's been hot,
the hot hand. And yeah, you got to go with the hot hand. Newcastle winning 3-1 against Everton. Finally, it looks like Newcastle have found a way to win a game because they won 2 in a row.
No, two in a row. 2 in a row. Yeah. To be honest, I still don't think they're out of it yet. They've got to win at least another 3 or 4 games in a row to kind of say, yeah, we're out of the relegation battle. They're still in it because there's only like a couple points in it.
Teams have got games in hand on them as well. So
yeah, exactly.
But those teams, they've still got to win those games, and
they don't seem like. So their games in hand, they haven't been decided, so we don't know what points they're going to get from those games in hand until they play them. But at this moment in time, Newcastle have done enough to move out of the bottom 3. If that form carries on, then I'll have to eat my hat and say, yeah, they're going to stay up. I still can't see them staying up, but every team at the bottom deserves a bit of fortune. I mean, you look at Norwich City as well. Norwich City have won quite a few games. They're doing quite well as well, considering where they were a few months ago. They were rock bottom, weren't they? They look like.
Darren, what's your thoughts on Newcastle? Do you think they'll escape the drop?
So what's the? It's only between 4, isn't it? Is it really between 4?
Yeah,
it's
Watford,
Newcastle,
Burnley,
Watford,
Norwich. To be honest, Everton are only a point above Newcastle.
Yeah, and they're on free fall right now.
It's 5.
Yeah, Everton are on free fall right now.
I think Newcastle will do it. I think they've brought in some sort of safe players that you'd think would get them enough points. No, I think they'll go up. I think they'll stay up. Just.
No, I'm saying, who do you think will go down then?
I think Norwich 100%. Who else is in the bottom 3? So we've got Burnley, Watford, Norwich.
Yep. So just say Newcastle and Everton. So which of those? Which of those are actually going to go down?
Well, neither of them have to, because if you said Norwich, Watford, and Burnley go down, that's your 3.
Yeah. Oh, Burnley. Yeah. I mean, Burnley are an amazing side. They've just
Newcastle.
I mean, the weird thing is, Burnley have only won 1 game all season.
Yeah.
Let's not go there, right? Draws. Move on. They're a top side. They got all of their players back on Tuesday. That's why they're back. They're back with a bang.
Yeah.
As I said, they drew with us at the Emirates, so we know they're a resolute
I think
team.
is it Burnley? Burnley's got the hardest run. Yeah, Burnley's got the hardest run out of those bottom teams, haven't they?
Are Everton going to be that West Ham team that went down? That Joe Cole, Rio Ferdinand, all them. Do you reckon Everton could be that? Every week you say, "Oh, these can't go down. Look at their side. These can't go down. Look at their side."
No, Everton could do. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For me, it's the bottom 5 now, including Everton. Yeah, because Everton are on a free fall. Yeah. They stop falling when they hit the bottom. That's how it looks at the moment. Yeah, right. It's not the fall; it's the sudden stop at the end of the fall. Yeah, and they're falling bad. I mean, look what Newcastle made them look very ordinary. And Newcastle, oh man, Alan Saint-Maximin. Oh,
it only seems like yesterday.
I'm going to start sounding like Bertram now. Oh, Alan Maximin. Ooh.
Only seems like yesterday when Everton were top of the league and all of their songs were going number 1 in the charts and they were all singing in the streets.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing.
Football's a funny game, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Everton, when you look at this side compared to the bottom 4, Everton have a better side, much better squad.
I'm going Burnley, Norwich, Brentford then.
So let's look at the Wednesday fixtures. Some exciting scores. Man City did the usual against Brentford.
Yeah,
No surprise there. Norwich got a point away at home to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
But the big game was Tottenham losing after being 2-1 up to Southampton, losing 3-2. Anyone want to talk about that one?
Yeah.
Shame Andy's not here.
Yeah, Andy should be here, mate. Andy should be here. I mean, to be honest,
There were two very good sides. It looked like two good on the day. Two sides that were playing well.
Yeah, I kept kind of flicking over and watching, and the bits that I saw, I actually thought Tottenham were going to do them, but then I flicked back over again quickly, and Southampton were dominating, and Tottenham went up, then Southampton leveled. Tottenham went up again, then Southampton leveled up, and then they went ahead, and I just thought, hold on, what's going on here? You know what I mean? But yeah, it looks as if Southampton played really, really well. They weren't free jammy goals. They also had quite a bit of possession as well.
Yeah, I mean, they had, considering it was at Tottenham, Southampton had 52% of the play. They had 23 shots on goal compared to 8. You know, that statistic alone tells you how commanding that game sounds. I'm sure if Andy was here, he'd say, "Oh, those stats don't match what the game looked like." But 23 shots against 8, 10 shots on target for Southampton, 3 for Tottenham. I don't know how anyone can convince me otherwise. Then that was Southampton's game to win.
Yeah.
Good luck. We've got them on Saturday. Fantastic.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be our easy period.
There was a goal fest at Aston Villa. Philip Coutinho looks like he's possibly the signing of the January transfer window.
Please do not say that. Please do not say that. I have been saying for so long he needs to come back to Liverpool. I've been saying that for so long. Under Klopp, he will flourish again, right? Now he's gone under Gerrard, and so far he's starting to look good. And it's just
Ain't it funny how players that leave can't make it at other clubs? Like, surely look at his talent. Why can't he make it in a league as simple as the Spanish league and the German league, and with players around you? Like, it's strange.
You can't. It's really weird that you say he didn't make it in the German league, because let's not forget he started in a Champions League final for Bayern Munich when they won it. So it wasn't exactly the worst time when he was there. But obviously Barcelona realized, hang on a second, he's pulling up trees at Bayern Munich. We'll get him back. But he never did it. He never done anything at Barcelona. Neil, I've got to say, you're just a greedy MF, bro, because you got all them players. You got Thiago, Alcantara in your team, and you still want Philip Coutinho. This guy, you just have no shame in saying, let's just put more riches in Liverpool's coffers. You can't even play half the players that you got in your team.
Come on, man. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. Now, I've been a Coutinho fan, and yes, I was upset when he left. I was vexed with the way he tried to lead the club as well, right? But I always looked at the way he played, and I thought, do you know what? If we don't find a player who can play exactly like that, we're going to struggle. And we did start to struggle. The good thing is we found a player similar to how he played, and that's our flipping left back. That's Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah. I mean, again, Neil, I can't help but saying you're a greedy MF, because you got 180 million for that guy. How many players did you buy off the back of selling Philip Coutinho?
Yeah,
you pretty much bought a championship
to me,
winning
the only
team.
One really.
You bought a championship winning team, and the geezer's still greedy. He wants him back for tuppence.
Of course, because the man he did a lot. He did a lot. He was the one who started finding Firmino and anyone who played up front. He picked them out, right? He used to do the free kicks. He was a great player, right? Liverpool just did not know how to hold on to him and handle him. Yeah, and that's why he left, unfortunately. Yeah, and now he's going to go. He's come to Aston Villa, and it looks like he's going to tear it up. And all I'm saying is, he better not tear it up against LFC. I'll be really upset, but he probably will do. He'll probably get man of the match in one of those games. You know what I mean? Because he's a very good player. I think that when he went abroad, he was affected mentally because he lost his form. He was around players where he wasn't necessarily the best player, and he just lost it. Somehow he lost it. Yeah, he went to Bayern Munich and he started looking good. Then he went back to Barcelona and then he started looking crap again. You know, I always say that there's always going to be one team that a player will play his best at. Yeah, for Coutinho, it wasn't Barcelona.
All right, enough about
even though
Liverpool.
that
Let's
was
talk
great,
about.
yeah?
Let's talk about. As I always do, I like to highlight good young up and coming players. Aston Villa seem to have found themselves a gem in Jacob. I forgot his name. Jacob Ramsey. Yeah. Boys, talk to me. What's your feelings on this young player?
Haven't seen enough of him, to be fair.
Potential.
Just
there's a lot of
highlights.
potential. Yeah. No, there's a lot of potential. I think he, from what I've seen of him, yeah, he looks like a decent player. He looks
Players at that level need to do it after 2-3 seasons, and
yeah.
I mean, how many young players have we seen come in? You think they're going to be well beaters, and then
that's all about how their club looks after them. Yeah, it's how the club gets the best out of them. He has the
mentality as well,
isn't it? Great player. Yeah, exactly. He can be a great player. It's just down to how Aston Villa treat him, whether they hold on to him, whether he goes to another club, whether he goes to another bigger club too soon, or too late. There's all those things that you got to take into consideration. But how he started, I think he's got a lot. There's a lot going for him.
I mean, we're seeing it with Dele Alli. We're seeing it with Rashford. Maybe Rashford to a lesser extent. It's not really fair to put him in the same ballpark as Dele Alli, but look at the talent on. I mean, Rashford, I thought was going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. I thought he had everything, and is he gonna fulfill that potential? He's slowly ticking towards 23, 24, 25. Before he knows it, he's sort of gone over that hump. And Dele Alli, wow, it looks like he's continued his form at Everton.
I mean,
contributing nothing, doing nothing.
Yeah. He lost the ball for one of Newcastle's goals, didn't he?
Yeah.
In that game, and he didn't even chase back as well, sort of thing. So I, unfortunately, I think give him a few more games, but I can't see him reviving that career that that potential he had when he was at Tottenham, when he was banging them in and playing well. He'll become.
So then we'll move on to Thursday's fixtures. As mentioned previously, Newcastle managed to get 2 wins on a row. Another win, 3-1. I've done that one already, haven't I? I've done that one.
Yeah, you've done that one already.
That was the Tuesday night game. Thursday was Liverpool 2, Leicester 0.
Done everything, haven't we?
And there's the Wolves game as well.
Talk to me. Jota.
Great signing.
It's about time you let him go to Arsenal, isn't it?
Nah. I tell you one thing now, right? What do you think? Salah has come back?
You got to let loose Jota, innit?
I mean, if you think about it, you look at Jota. Jota is starting to come in his own, yeah. That's why Salah's come back a little bit early, yeah. Right? He could have come back at the same time Mane come back, but he thought, no, I'm going to go back because if I don't, Jota's taking my place. Yeah, Jota's doing well. Liverpool have done well with Jota while Salah's been away. That's giving him something to think about.
It's an understatement.
Yeah? Exactly, and the thing is, it's another string to their bow. It's another string to their bow, which is good. And
I mean, based on his performances, those guys have been away. He's undroppable to me. You can't drop him right now.
Yep. Yeah, I tell you one thing now. We don't necessarily need to, at this moment in time, we don't need to play, and this is going to sound really funny, Mane or Salah, because now we've got Diaz as well. The way he teams up with Robertson, yeah, he may not be banging in the goals, but he's going to be supplying that service, and he looks like a good contender. Yeah, and I'm happy.
Okay, the other game yesterday was.
That's what I can say. Thanks to our team.
Yeah, the other game yesterday, of course, was Arsenal winning at Wolves. A tricky place to get a result, but we managed to score a goal and then hold on for dear life when we were reduced to 10 players with the last 20 minutes. Obviously, there's a small contentious decision of 2 yellow cards within a 15-second period consecutively, never seen before. And I believe from reports that the international, one of the international refereeing bodies. Sorry?
It has happened before. It was mentioned. They mentioned it last night. They've mentioned. I can't remember who it was, but they mentioned that it's happened one time before, where something similar has been happened, just like that, where a player's got 2 yellows in the same play round the way they play.
So he basically. I'm going to say he shouldn't have got 2 yellows because he doesn't know he's on a caution when he makes the second challenge.
He doesn't know. I didn't see it. What?
So basically, what happened?
No. You're right. He didn't know.
He felt aggrieved because he felt he was fouled when the ball went out of play. The player picked up the ball to throw the ball out, and he pushed the player, for which he was about to receive a yellow card, but the referee played on to allow play to continue. So the player doesn't know. He sees the thrower. He's pushed the player, but the throw goes in, and it goes to another player, and he's running in on goal. Martinelli scampers after him, and using his rocket speed, he catches up with the ball, and then he shoves that player in the back, which is a never foul. He then
so the referee didn't actually get his card out twice.
So he literally he didn't have any cards out. He gets the yellow card, and he says, "You're getting a yellow card for the foul over there, and you're getting another yellow card for the foul over there."
Oh wow!
So within a 3-second spell, he received 2 yellow cards. Now the point is, does he make the second foul if he knows he's going to get a yellow for the first foul? Because don't forget, the yellow card is called a caution for the reason.
Yeah, no, you're right, and as I said, I didn't agree with when we're going on the chat group earlier. I didn't disagree with that. Yeah, I was just saying, for me, the player knew what he was doing on both occasions. Right, these guys get paid a lot of money to play football. They eat, sleep, and drink football.
I think this is one of those situations.
They know what a yellow card is.
Yeah, but I think Tony's right. If you've not received a yellow card, which is a caution to let you know you could potentially receive another one later on in the game, you shouldn't get 2 in one instance.
No, but the thing is, the second foul, was more blatant than the first, in my view, right? Because the ground,
there's no doubt.
Ground he covered, right? And but the thing is, the ground he covered. And he could have gone shoulder to shoulder if he chose to.
Yeah. I'm not denying that they were both yellow card offences.
That was my
However,
point.
just by the letter of the law, I don't believe you can give another yellow card if the guy hasn't received the first one and knows he's on a caution.
The law, well, it's kind of obvious that the law doesn't actually say that he can't. The ref can't do that. Yeah. So there again, it's about interpretation. Yeah. We will always read the rules in a certain way, and if it happens to a team that we support, we find it hard to believe that maybe the ref.
I don't support them, and I think it's silly.
Yeah. Guys, I just want to say a big hello
the referee should have used. My view.
Why is the referee doing that as well? This is what gets my goat about these guys. Why can't they just keep it 11 players versus 11? Use your common sense. Go, look, you've got a bit rash there. You've gone a bit rash there. Here's a yellow, no more. Instead, he's.
Yeah, but think about it, right? Before VAR, before that sort of stuff, right? The ref was the orchestrator, right? He controlled the game, right? Whoever went was down to him, right? You get things taken away that power from you, so the referee's useless. Yeah. Now they're getting a chance to come back into take control. So to me, that's why they're making some of these ridiculous errors, because some of them are so blatant, right? When you see a player being pulled by his shirt, come on, man, the shirts are not that loose anymore. You can see when a player's being pulled by the shirts, and some of them they just wave it off, and even the linesman, it's like they ignore it. you know, and that's what I don't get. To me, a foul is a foul. Yeah, how you treat the foul, use it with a, you know, for him, and kind of, you know, does this have to be a yellow card? He clearly thought about the first one as a yellow card, right? Martinelli didn't really give him much of a choice about the second one, and he just happened to give him a yellow card for both. Yeah, I'm not saying the referee
but
was
you
right or
can
wrong.
use your
He
discretion,
wasn't given
Neil.
much of a
You
choice.
can use your discretion.
You're
because
right.
what
You're
you've
right.
got to say is the guy doesn't know he's on a caution.
No,
Yeah?
you don't have to actually say that as such, right? You don't
Yeah.
have to say that the guy doesn't know, because the bottom line is these guys are paid a lot of money to play football. They pushing a player over with his hands, yeah, as he's trying to throw a ball in. You tell me that Martinelli's thinking, well, he's not going to give me a yellow for that, or assume he's not going to be given a yellow for that. Come on, these guys know.
It's a bad foul.
Yeah,
It's
they're
a yellow
professionals.
card. I'm
They
not
know.
denying that.
Yeah, no, but what I'm
But
saying is my view
if
is,
your game carries on and you don't receive a yellow card, you think I've got away with it.
yeah, well,
So that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, but he thought that he thought that's what I thought. I thought he thought got away with it, right? So he decided. So he
decided to do
hit
another.
the other player in the back with a serious shoulder
Guys,
charge,
I just want to say,
right? But for me, he didn't.
Hang on, Neil. I just got to say a big shout before this message goes off the screen, because we've got a guy watching in from Ethiopia. Big up to yourself, Mr. Desaleng Daza. Hope I got that right. Thanks for coming onto the chat. We appreciate you coming on to us. So Apollo in the background said, I was explaining this to Neil earlier today. Had Martinelli known he had been cautioned, he would not have made the second foul. Knowing that, Arteta has been hard on that. Okay, done deal. Right, moving on. We're going to go very quickly now. We've done an hour of the show, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long. We're going to go and do our predictions for this weekend's fixtures. So without fail, we'll do it in the order I can see you guys. Neil, then Darren, then myself. So cracking on. Man United against Southampton, Neil. And let's be short with this, not too long. 2-1
Southampton. Sorry, Darren, but 2 Southampton.
No, agree.
2-1 Southampton.
You go with 2-1 as well, Darren?
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. We're doing it match by match. Shut up. Yeah. I'm going to go close. Shut up. I'm going to go 2-1 Southampton.
Really?
I'm going to go 2-1. I just
Old Trafford.
Tony,
you're looking 2-all.
Okay.
You're looking at Man United, man. He's beaten.
I'm going to go 2-1
yeah?
Man United, because I believe there needs to be some bounce back.
Neil, say this week in, week out.
Neil, Brentford at home to Crystal Palace.
That's a tough one. Palace 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0 Palace, I was going to say.
I'm going to go 1-1 on that one. Neil, Everton at home to Leeds.
Leeds are good. That one. Everton are on 3-4. Leeds will win 2-0.
Darren?
2-0.
What's that? Everton Leeds. Yeah, Leeds 2-0. 3-0 actually.
I'm gonna go Leeds 3-1. Okay, next game is Watford at home to Brighton.
Hold on a sec. The games.
Yeah, the games are different.
They're different.
They're wrong on the right hand side.
Is that right?
They're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, they're wrong. Okay. Sorry.
They're the next week's fixtures. They're the fixtures for the week after.
Okay. Yeah.
Those are the fixtures for the week after.
Yeah, no, Tony, no, I'm saying what
did you say? Brighton. Watford at home to Brighton, please.
Brighton 2-1.
2-1 Watford.
Yep, 2-1
no,
Brighton. 2-1 Brighton.
To Brighton. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna join you. 2-1 to Brighton. Next, Norwich at home to Man City. I think that's a formality.
4-1. 4-0.
It's how many goals are going to be scored.
4-0.
Yeah, I'll say 4-0. 4-0, man.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
You have to feel sorry for them, man. You have to.
Yeah, I think this is a cricket score. I think this could even be 5. I think this could be a 5-0.
Yeah.
Okay, then we go to Sunday's games. The first one of which is Burnley at home to Liverpool.
Oh, Burnley are a
The
really
draw
good side.
specialist.
So,
Right. Okay. So to be honest, Liverpool are going to win that, but it's going to be a very low scoring game. It's going to be like 1-0, 1-0 to Liverpool, because they find Burnley hard to break down at times.
2-1 Liverpool.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Liverpool. Next game is Newcastle at home to Aston Villa. Woo!
You know, that's going to be a draw. That's going to be a draw. That's going to. I think that will be 2-2.
1-1.
Ooh.
They're both playing good.
I
They can both play
fancy
good
Villa.
football.
I fancy Villa. I do fancy Villa. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 to Villa. The
Ooh,
next game is
okay.
another juicy one. Tottenham at home to Wolves.
Oh, Spurs will win that one. Spurs will win. They'll 3-0.
2-1 Spurs.
I'm going 2-2 on that one. And then we've
Andy's
got
going to hate you.
the late game on Sunday. Leicester at home to West Ham.
Ooh.
Yeah,
West
some
Ham
nice
2-1.
fixtures
West
this
Ham.
weekend.
Yeah, West Ham 2-1.
At Leicester.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester. Bounce back.
Yeah, me too. I'm joining you on that wagon, Darren. I'm going 2-1 Leicester. Tuesday, we see Man United at home to
Kurt
Brighton.
Zuma's playing, man.
Man United at home to Brighton. 1-0.
Yeah, no, Brighton.
Really?
No, Man United versus Brighton. No, Man United versus Brighton. I actually think United are going to win that. They'll win 2-0.
I'm going United to win 3-1.
Oh, nice.
And that, gentlemen, completes our fixtures for week 23 or week 25. Sorry, match day 25.
Cool.
Sorry about those fixtures up there. They're for the week after. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me this evening, guys. I hope you have a good, successful weekend.
Cheers,
for all
guys.
your
Have a good
respective
weekend.
teams.
Yeah.
I've
Same
got
here,
a
mate.
weekend off, so I can put my feet up and look at hopefully Spurs getting battered everywhere they go. Spurs. Have a great one. Thanks again for everybody who's in the chat. Thanks for joining us. We will be live on Sunday for a watch along for the Super Bowl. And enjoy your weekends.
See you later, guys. Have a good one.